Hey, good morning. I am live this morning doing your bite-sized training, and we are talking about um, how enrichment can really support a dog that is struggling with stress or anxiety. So whether you've got a nervous rescue or you've got a dog that has experienced a trauma, or maybe you just have a dog that has developed some reactivity, for example, we're going to be looking in this bite-sized training at 3 ways, my 3 go-tos, if you like, for supporting a dog through enrichment when the dog's struggling with stress or anxiety. So if you are watching live, say hi in the comments. I'd love to know where you are and what you're up to on this lovely Monday morning. And if you are watching on playback, just pop a hashtag replay in the comments so we know that you've seen this. So 3 top tips around your enrichment to support a dog with anxiety or stress. The first one is sniffing. Sniffing isn't a luxury. It's not just about toileting. It is actually a form of mental enrichment that can calm a dog's nervous system down. So slow, sniff heavy walks, so where the dog is actually encouraged to sniff and allowed to sniff. So often we see dogs being dragged along on walks, and it's quite apparent that the guardian has got an A to B route in mind, and they've only got maybe a certain time, maybe they're on their lunch break from work, but in the guardian's mind, what's going to happen is they're going to take their dog for a walk. It's going to take this long, and it's going to be this route. What I would really encourage you to do is to go for a walk with no agenda and just allow the dog to sniff. Just allow the dog to use their nose. You might have heard the term sniffari before, and it's much more beneficial for an anxious dog than a rushed, high stimulus walk. It's one that's going to enable the dog to have the opportunity to process and to explore the world at their own space. It's a natural behaviour, and it can be really soothing, and it gives them time to decompress. So that's what we're looking for, is to enable the dog to have that time where there's no pressure on it and it's able to just come to terms with the world that's around it. The second tip that I'd like to share with you on this training is around problem solving. Now, problem solving with your dog can build confidence and to enable them to have those regular opportunities where you're working together and they see you as an ally and someone who is fun to be around and someone who's fun to spend time with. Can really support them in overcoming any stresses and anxieties that they have around humans, around the world that they found themselves in. So it may be that you are looking at toys like puzzle feeders, so you are splitting their normal food allowance into portion sizes, smaller portion sizes, and using them with puzzle feeders like a slow feeder or something like that. Or it may be that you are maybe putting some treats or some food or something that's that they're going to find quite nicely motivated and a nice little treat into a towel and rolling the towel up and working with them to unravel the towel to get their treats out. Or perhaps you are making your own enrichment style toys. Now, if you have a little Google around positive enrichment toys that you can make at home, there are so many out there. One of our favourites is a shoebox, and just putting some fun things in the shoebox and then working with the dogs to figure out how to open the shoebox and helping them so that it's really easy to start with and then making it a little bit trickier as you go along. Another one of our favourites is just hide and seek. So we might start by find it, by just maybe throwing a treat on the floor in somewhere really obvious and helping them find it. So it's really easy and it's quick gamification, it's quick positive reward for them. And then just slightly harder and making it a little bit trickier and building up, and then you can do exactly the same with a toy as well. What we're trying to do with that is shift their mental state from reactive, stressed or anxious to more thoughtful and more of a cognitive function and more of that processing that we're looking for. So gradually building the difficulty builds their confidence. So if you start off with something really tricky, it's not going to build their confidence because they're going to be thinking, well, I can't do it, this is frustrating, as opposed to actually, yes, I can do this, and build their confidence gradually to reduce their anxiety. The third and final one, and again, this is something that I could talk about for days, so I'm trying to keep it bite-sized because these are bite-sized trainings, but the third and final one is all around routine predictability with a little twist. So we're going to be focusing on routine. Dogs thrive on routines, but adding in lots of enrichment to offer them choice, because we want them to pick what route they want to walk on, or what toy they want to play with, or when they want to engage and work on consent. So you're going to have that routine for them, but you're going to mix it up a little bit and make sure that they are having options, they're having choice, they're consenting. It just gives an anxious dog a bit more of a feeling of control over their environment. So we're going to be predictable with the basics, with the nutrition, with the sleep, with the exercise. But we're going to allow them more space. We're going to make sure that they've got the enrichment, and they've got that choice, because dogs are free-thinking beings. They're independent, free-thinking beings, and they're not robots. They're not something mechanical that we're going to control. We don't want them to be captives. We want them to want to be with us. So we're going to still give them the routine. We're going to still give them all the basic needs that they need. But we're going to make sure that they're consenting by giving them choice. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's bite-sized training. I will see you at 10:30 next Monday morning. It's Easter Monday. I will be showing up for you guys live here at 10:30. Keep your eyes on the Ethical Dog Training with Canine Principles group. And in between now and then, I would love to know what enrichment toys, homemade enrichment toys, you guys have been making at home. I'd love to see pictures, if you've got any, or just descriptions. There are so many different ways you can do it. Another one of our favourites is scrunched up paper in a box, and then we start off by just a little bit of paper in there and some treats. And we work on getting the dog comfortable with putting their head in the box without freaking out, where they can obviously get the treats. And then we just build up the number of scrunched up bits of paper in there and make it a little bit harder like that until they're really digging their head in and foraging around to try and find the treats in this box. You've just got to watch they don't go over threshold, and that you're making sure you finish it on a positive note by swapping the box for something that's really high value. Like a high value toy, or a little piece of cheese, or a little piece of chicken, something different to what you put in the box. But hey, let me know what you guys have been doing with your enrichment treats, and I will catch up with you next Monday. Have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye.